We are here with Carnegie Mellon after their win over Center College in the second round of the NCAA football playoffs. Coach Ryan Larson here with Brendan McCullough, Robert Corey, and Logan Young. We'll first start with a opening statement from Coach Larson.
Yeah, thank you. Want to first off congratulate Center on a great season. Obviously, everyone who gets to the tournament did a lot of things right. They were champions of their league, the SAA, which I knew well from my previous life at Rhodes. I've always known Center to be a really tough, well-run program. Coach Fry's been there forever, was the AFCA Region 3 Coach of the Year this year, and rightfully so. So I want to congratulate them. I thought that was a really competitive Division 3 football game. And, just want to thank them. But really want to flip it now to us and talk about how proud I am of obviously the three guys that are up here with me, but our whole program. I said to the team at the end, we've gone now 3 years in a row of 10 wins or more. That's a huge accomplishment. That's an unbelievable accomplishment. And that takes everybody. That's not just a star player. That's just not a coach or a play caller or any single person. That is a complete program-wide commitment. And it's phenomenal. And that's the type of program that we're trying to build. And we have an amazing opportunity after this to go play kind of one of those preeminent Division III powers. And that's what we're trying to build and become. And we think that we have the right people to do it. And we're just keeping working at it every week. But really proud of our guys, proud of the effort. Certainly wasn't perfect football for us, but in the moments that mattered the most, offense, defense, and special teams all made plays. And that's what it comes down to. And I say it to our coaches all the time. I say it to our players. Scheme is great. It's awesome. You can talk all you want about it, but it's all about players. McCullough's 2 touchdown catches, we're ISOing him. We're saying let's let a player go make a play. And at the end of the day, you got these 2 guys that are setting school records today for tackles and interceptions. Players make plays. And in the biggest moments, some of our guys made some unbelievable plays. So I'm really proud of them.
Open the floor to questions.
Logan, you kind of set the tone, then sort of ended things, for the most part there. Just talk about your interceptions and what you were able to see today.
Yeah, I think it kind of just starts off with the D-line being able to get pressure on the quarterback and, just trying to make a play and help my team win. And that's kind of what it comes down to, is just trying to do my 111th and do whatever I can to help the team be in the best position to win.
Obviously, they're trying to come out here and throw the ball a little bit, but holding them to minus 33 yards rushing, that's setting another school record that you guys already set this year. Just all the defensive guys, what does it mean to be able to do that? What were you guys able to see to make that happen?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to, hear that stat line, but it's something that we're not going to reminisce on. Just going to move on to the next game, and we're just thankful to still be playing football, and we're just excited to keep going after it, and we're not ready to be done yet.
We take a lot of pride in stopping the run, and the D line does a great job at penetrating through their gaps. They were in a lot of outside zone stretch, and they were able to get great penetration, allowing the linebackers to flow around, and guys like Logan and Tommy setting edges allow me and Evan Roper to do our jobs and fill the gap. And so it's just everyone doing their job, fitting the right gaps. We knew what runs they liked, and just being able to play downhill and penetrate, I think, caused a lot of havoc on there, and then allowed us to make a lot of plays in the backfield.
Talk about your sack. Do you feel like you guys are wearing them down there as the game went on?
They did a great job at picking up a lot of blitzes. Kudos to them. They did a very interesting pass protection scheme. But we really try to, as a defense, we want to overwhelm you. We want to just, keep coming. And, when you get the opportunity to make a play, you got to make the play. So, so I would say, a little bit both. Coach Gibb does a great job as disguising a lot of pressures, mixing up pressures. He's a mastermind at it. So, it was just right place, right time.
Has it really sunk in yet with the tackle record? Are you thinking about that?
My mom thinks about it more than I do, but no, it's a good feeling. Shout out to Mr. Aaron Lewis. He set the bar incredibly high. Took me 5 years to be able to do it. It's just a testament to, the linebacker should make the tackles. So it's a testament to everyone doing their jobs and making it easy on me, allowing me to, flourish. So it's cool, but, we're not living in it. We're moving on to next week and, just try to keep this thing moving.
Ryan, what were your impressions of the defense today? Obviously,
Glad I didn't have to play against them. And they stress us every day in practice and preseason and spring ball and all that. I sat at this same table 735 days ago at North Central, and I had Bobby and Tommy on each side of me. And I said, our defense sets the standard for how we play football, how we put people around the ball, and how the more people we have around the ball, good things happen. And you saw that yet again in fruition today. You saw, obviously, from a defensive perspective, which is easy to point out, but multiple blocked kicks and punts, tipped punts, which yet again are more of our guys around the ball. And then even there at the end, offensively, I don't think there was any secrets what we were trying to do with Joey McGinnis as our slash quarterback, and our guys were swarming around the ball to keep pushing that thing forward and score. So our defense, really sets that standard, and that's important, and it makes everybody better. And when you get to playoff football like this and your roster is more condensed, everybody's jobs multiply. But what's awesome about this crew is the production doesn't go down. The guys just work hard, no matter what it is, whether that's pass rushing on third down, rushing a punt, filling a lane on kickoff coverage, whatever it is, everyone's taking their job, seriously, and that's because the standards that we set.
kind of referenced it, but how pleased are you with 25 today? How do you keep calling the number?
Yeah, pleased, definitely pleased. Brennan knows he's grown a lot in the last 2 years as a receiver. And we've been really excited to see that growth. And he's capable every single game of having a big game. But what I will say that echoes a lot of what you heard from Logan and as well as Bobby is you look at our year, Colkey's had big games. He's had big games. Will Squibb's had big games. Dom Voilan's had big games. All of our guys, yet against that team mentality. We don't care who gets the credit as long as we get the job done. And I know Brennan would say that, it's amazing. He caught for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I know he would care more about winning than having that stat line. And the success that all of our receivers have and they celebrate on each other is really cool to see.
Brendan, when you walked out there today, truthfully, were you feeling it with how cold it was as a receiver? Does that bother you?
Yeah, I think nobody's immune to cold weather. I would say I think this game, I think it was a culture game for sure. I would say ever since I've been here, I think our culture's been number one, and I would argue that our culture's one of the best in the country. So, the energy of the pregame is, I think, one of the most important things before a game, and I think we had more energy than they did. So I think our culture overall took over that game.
Great. Well, what goes right on your touchdowns? How are you able to make that happen?
Yeah, so I would give props to the O-line and Mills. I know it's hard. To catch the ball in the cold, so it's probably even harder to throw the ball in the cold. So I give props to both of them and props to Coach Larson for calling the plays and putting us in the right positions to make plays. So.
For you and Logan, as Whitfield guys, what does it mean to win a national playoff game, NCAA playoff game here in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to win your hometown, your home city of Pittsburgh. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Kind of just means the world to me, being able to play home, play in Pittsburgh, having my family come to every game, haven't missed a game since my freshman year here. So yeah, it really does mean a lot, just being able to stay close and being able to perform in front of, people that have watched me play ever since I was little and, have been supporting me through it all. So, it's very nice.
Can I say something on that too? Yeah, I would. These two didn't say, but I'm gonna shout them out. You talk about culture, but how many guys were at your house for Thanksgiving on Thursday?
7, 8.
How many were at your house?
Probably around 10.
Yeah, every single player on our entire team, all 110 guys had. We practiced in the morning, then we had a big Thanksgiving lunch together, and then every single player had a home to go to that night. One of our O linemen had 25 at his house for Thanksgiving dinner. That is culture, and that is what creates moments like out there. Plays are plays, players are players. All those things exist on every single football team. The intricacies of having a culture where guys are literally taking them into their homes, and you talk about these two being able to host a playoff game at home, but even open their homes to their teammates a couple days before the game, that has an effect on what happens today. I firmly believe that. And that's one of the really, really amazing things about this place. And Carnegie Mellon's unique. We've got 28 states on the roster. We got guys from all over the country. But we've got some really great players from here in the Whitfield too. And we really appreciate the families. A lot of people don't know, but like Justin Caputo's mom puts together every post-game tailgate dinner, home games for every single player on our team. She does it every single game. Right? And before that was Ben Coyne's mom, Sherry, who also was local, South Fayette. So you talk about the culture and the people around. It's not just the players, the coaches, the families. It's phenomenal. We're really blessed. We really are.
Have you gotten a peek ahead at Mount Union yet?
To be honest, no. I know what I know about Mount Union, and I was able to compete against them in the Elite Eight in 2011 when I was at Wabash College. They're what we're trying to build and be like, right? We want to be a preeminent, national power. So I don't think you can talk about D3 football and not bring up Mount Union. But at the same time, too, I'd be doing a disservice to these guys here and everyone in our program if I was looking ahead. I can promise you the only thing I did ahead is I created a folder on my computer to have for next week, and it literally has, 12.xxx because I don't know who the opponent was going to be. That's the only thing I've done to go forward. I wanted to pour my heart and soul, obviously, into this game because that's what Center deserved, and that's what the playoff football game deserves. You got to be literally a 1-0 mentality like we talk about all the time because everyone's good at this point.
How does the culture dictate what happens next week? This culture has been so important for years since you took over this program.
Yeah, I think first off, we don't change. We do what we do. We practice for an hour and a half. We get in, we get out. Guys get to class. I blow a whistle at 6:35 for 7 p.m. classes, and those guys leave. We do what we do. There's no need to change. We're gonna day trip it. It's an hour and a half away. We do that all the time in the pack. There's no reason to change what we do. But I think when you talk about the culture feeding towards it, I think the important part is that we don't prepare any differently no matter who we're playing against. Doesn't matter. And I'm not going to name teams one way or another. We all know the big games, and we know the ones that may not be as quote unquote big, but we prepare the same way. We practice the same amount. We do what we need to do. We talk about championship level habits all the time. We talk about habits, and habits end up driving our culture. We're not going to change. We're going to do what we do regardless of the opponent, because to do anything differently would be either a disvalue to someone that we are playing in the game, or be taking us out of our norm and expecting something different out of our players in our program, which, if we're doing that, then we're showing as coaches that we don't look at every opponent the same way in the preparation. So I'll get to work tonight. I will get to work tonight. But I'm excited to be back with these guys tomorrow.
Congratulations to you and the team.